What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rasheed White. All right, let's get into it, man. You guys see the title. You see the thumbnail. This is wild over here, man. I don't know if these guys are on the James Dolan payroll, man. I don't get what's going on here, man. But Sports Illustrated over here believes that Nets already have been a Ben Simmons replacement on the roster for 2025 and beyond. All right, so all right, we're gonna really kind of break this down. Let's kind of get into the article here. Let me get this thing up here. Right here. Here we go. And this is from SportsIllustrated.com. It says over here that after setting Ben Simmons free following months of insisting they wouldn't do so, the Brooklyn Nets created a massive void at the point guard position. Simmons assumed the full-time role after the franchise dealt Dennis Schroeder back in December, but thankfully already rostered the three-time All-Star replacements. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is really kind of a bad idea. It says the Combos guard reunion with the Nets was much needed in hindsight for all parties involved. Russell was clearly craving a change of scenery. He fallen out of favor with the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers, after making the first homecoming of his career in 2023, landed back with the organization. He led on an infamous playoff run in 2018, helped to revitalize the 28-year-old. And he could soon call Brooklyn home for at least the next season and a half. While the statistics haven't mirrored those from his early career, Russell remains composed. He's taken and made big-time shots since his reacquisition and can serve as a mentor to the Nets' young core. He's on the books for over $18 million for the remainder of the 2024-25 campaign, and possesses a player option this summer, paving him for a way to opt to stay into Brooklyn. I think he'll actually take that over here. So they kind of get into the reasons. There's a number of reasons both sides should continue the reunion. It says Russell's veteran experience will be highly beneficial to more inexperienced members of the Nets roster. Secondly, a backcourt duo of he and Cam Thomas, once he returns from his hamstring injury, will be a nightmare for opposing defenses. Guys, we are supposed to be tanking, right? Trying to get into the actual lottery. You know, what are these guys actually talking about over here, man? And D'Angelo Russell and Cam Thomas backcourt, like, both are somewhat like undersized. I think D'Angelo's about 6'3". Now, according to D-Rock, right, he's one of the fans of the show over here. He stood next to Cam Thomas, right, and he has a picture. He actually showed it on the show that he's actually 6'1". So, yeah, man, it's I don't know what these guys are talking about. And it says, finally and possibly most importantly, he's a fan favorite. Seeing Russell in black and white brings back memories for the Nets fans who fell in love with the combo guard when he was dancing on the sidelines with Jaron Dudley. Listen, man, there's a reason why, and I like D'Angelo Russell, man. I and I'm not a hater, right? I've made videos when they was going to bring in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and I'm like, nah, I don't really think it's a good idea. Like not with KD, but like with Kyrie, because I really like D'Angelo Russell, right? I like his passing, his ability to actually be a really good catch and shoot player. But there are so many limitations to his game. And so when Sean Marks did the deal for Kyrie, and I saw Kyrie actually like just play, I was like, you know what? I forgot, man. I said, damn, I see why you actually just got rid of D'Angelo Russell right now, man. Like, Kyrie Irving puts pressure on the rim. He's quick, can finish, right? Can finish and like explode through contact at times. Well, maybe the old Kyrie back then, right? I don't know about this version of Kyrie. He's a little older right now, and you know the injuries. You know, these guys are human, right? They don't want to keep constantly getting hurt and go through surgeries and stuff like that. But like D'Angelo, he's disinterested without the basketball, so he doesn't cut, right? So he stands around. If he's actually off the ball, he wants to be on the ball, you know. And that's just like his defense. That's so what happened. Even though like the Nets won against Philadelphia, I mean, you saw his shot was getting smacked around, right? He doesn't put any pressure on the defense, right? He doesn't have the explosiveness or speed from a defensive standpoint. He doesn't have the foot speed to actually go out there and let's say like chase guys with the 3-point line. He doesn't have the lateral movement to really stay in front of like guards like a Tyrese Maxey. Like he doesn't put any type of resistance on those guys. And before you guys even say like, oh well, a lot of people can't. Go watch the Christmas Day game between Boston and Philadelphia, and you saw and look at the last couple of minutes of that fourth quarter, and then see what Jaylen Brown was actually doing to Tyrese Maxey in terms of defense. Like, all right, so. He doesn't do any of that stuff. And as far as a backcourt of Cam Thomas, man, the word is still out on Cam Thomas. I don't think Sean Marks really likes him. And I love Cam Thomas. Again, I made positive videos on Cam Thomas. I don't want you guys thinking like, oh man, yo, BK, you a hater and everything. But you know, we gotta be honest and we gotta be real, man. Like, I know he's a fan, but I mean he's a fan favorite. But like, if you can put that backcourt, let's compare him to like, let's say, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, right? You know, there's a lot of backcourts that we can actually compare in the NBA, man. So I think Drew Holiday and I think Jaylen Brown. Does he play the 3 or is he shooting guard? Right, that's a really good defensive backcourt right there, and an offensive backcourt. You know, you got to be able to play both sides of the basketball. It can't just be one part of it, man. And as far as Ben Simmons, man, listen, F Ben Simmons. I'm done with Ben, right? He says like, oh, I don't feel wanted. I mean, I feel wanted over here in you know, with the Clippers. Like, hey, the Nets actually really wanted you. They waited patiently for you. And Philadelphia didn't want to trade you or anything like that. So, the Los Angeles is where you really actually wanted to be at the whole time. Just be real and be honest, man. Stop being a little biatch. You know, it's okay. If that's where your heart wants to be at, that's where you want to be at. I would be even more angry if he actually starts, you know, turning into like the old Ben, right? You know, because he probably... You know, probably like this season, he said he was healthy, right? He was playing for a contract, and you know, he probably took his foot off the gas, man, because he doesn't really want to be here. Now, if you're Sean Marks, right, you need to actually make this into an organization that players want to be a part of. You know, you gotta like, you know, roll out the red carpet if you guys understand what I'm actually saying. You know, this needs to be a world-class organization. So when you get players, I'm not just saying Ben Simmons, but like any player, right? Mikal Bridges wanted to get out of here. You know, you got to make it so good that you don't, you know, you really don't want to actually leave, you know, or ask out for a trade. You know, you see. So, does it go into anything else? Let's see. I think they show some highlights. What's this about here? Oh, okay. They were just showing some highlights of, I think it was a picture. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so, and there's also a saying in this article, I think it was this one or Yardbarker, that the Nets shouldn't even look for a point guard in the draft, that you have something in D'Angelo Russell, man. Nah, man. Listen, basketball is about matchups, right? So D'Angelo, just from a point guard perspective, he just doesn't match up to any of the dynamic guards around the NBA right there, man. He's a backup at best. You don't want him in a 7-game series, right? Because he can get targeted really easily. And just like I said, I really fell in love with him, like when he first came out, because his ability to be like a multi-dimensional like offensive player, Like he's like good on and off the basketball, right? In terms of being like a good catch and shoot, catch and shoot 3-point shooter right there, man. But he just doesn't want to do that. He gets disinterested. I mean, his head is not in the game, So all right, I will wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you actually share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.